Ah.
Well,
Woo.
I'm Dan.
I'm Nick, folks.
Look away. And we are
Together, we form
the Unpanders.
Unpander.
With this.
That's an S, folks.
Yep.
Plural unpander. Unpander-er.
Yep. We have to warn
Plural
you.
unpander.
Yeah, we have to warn you that we're illicit, and we
Illicit
say
material. Got to be
nasty
over
things.
18 to listen to us.
We don't
Have
really
to be.
mean anything, and it doesn't relate to anybody we know.
Nope.
Not even
These
us.
opinions aren't even ours.
No. These are for
Nor
show.
our employers.
Yep. Please don't fire us.
Please.
Yeah. And what's our channel about, Nick? I'd like to know.
It's kind of about anything. It's like two friends connecting on a
Yeah.
level that makes you feel warm and fuzzy inside. And you're not even our friend. Isn't that the best part? We don't even know you.
Yeah, we don't
That's
know
the
you.
best part.
You
We
could
don't
be
know
anywhere.
you at all. You could be a serial killer.
Oh.
That's where we'll stop.
Ooh. Are you sure you don't want to transition into a topical topic there?
Well, no. I wasn't going to go with that. Although, what if a serial killer did subscribe to the channel? He was from Alaska, and he loved us, but he was also a serial killer. My sympathy would be skewed a little towards him. Like, let's hear him out.
I feel like we might lay out a plan to like do something to somebody, and then he might execute it, and they'd come back to us. Like he'd try to pin it on us.
Would we be guilty at all?
How would we know? We wouldn't know.
No. What if they caught him and then, they were like,
Why is he living
why
in
did
your
you
basement?
kill? Yeah. No. He's in Alaska. He doesn't even know us. He's never made contact with us. But he loves the show so much that through hints in my podcast, he found out the guy who cut me off a few weeks ago, and he kills him. He's like, they probably would have wanted that. And now that people are like, why did you tell a story about that guy? He'd still be alive. And I'm like, I didn't do it. Am I culpable at all for telling the story?
No.
For creating such fervor in that man's heart that he murdered a stranger who bothered me?
That's like if you had a superpower to will people to do what you wanted, which I think this is definitely like this is Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones has that guy who can talk people into anything. So he has all these servants and slaves, and he makes them do their bidding, and then they
Like asteroid?
yeah they snap out of it, and they're like, I don't know why I did that, and then they shoot him or arrest that person because they committed murder.
I feel like that's a real easy way to make money. I don't even know how. I just know you could.
Oh yeah, this guy was super powerful, super wealthy. It's a pretty good show. I'll plug Jessica Jones because the first season was pretty great.
Actually, I don't know how the views worked on the last episode. I think she might have watched the last episode,
Really?
right?
Oh great.
Well, she might have. There's no way to know for sure.
What's her name? Something Ritter? I forget.
Yes. That's as far as I know.
Miss
And
Ritter.
Miss Ritter, I think.
She's on Breaking Bad too.
Ooh. One of us is married.
Ooh.
Just saying.
Yeah, I don't have a ring on this hand.
Oh, man. This guy. He's trying to get all the comeuppance.
Come up.
Trying to get them comeuppance?
Come up. Ooh, let's see what
Comeuppance, get them,
Let's see
baby.
what we got. You want
What's on the docket today? Huh?
do we have corrections from last time? I think I have one correction.
Mhm. I did have one, and I forgot I didn't write it down. I was listening.
Yeah, it's okay. I think
Good, maybe it'll jog my correction. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
No, well, probably
Go
not.
away.
Probably not. I was talking about Indy 500, and I said 1896, which is before the Indy 500 actually started.
Okay, so it's probably wrong. That was probably wrong.
Yeah. Oh no, that was definitely on my ass. So I'd like somebody to correct me because I think it was after 1916, which is probably also wrong.
Correction for the next podcast
Yeah.
is already here right now.
Continuous correction.
I do find one of the more interesting aspects of relative time, your hair,
Yeah, it's
to
got
be.
that spot right there.
Mm-hmm. It's not going to fix itself anytime
Mm.
soon. Relative time is an interesting thing where, if I think of my lifetime, when something happened in 1980s, like it's important to me. I'm like, whoa, I was
I'm
alive.
part of that.
Like someone, yeah. Even though I was a baby or
Yeah.
I didn't know it happened.
There's the
But
air
then,
I
like,
breathed.
Right, but then if like someone's like, oh, in '69 they invaded so and so, and then it was a bad war and everything, I'm like,
your grandfather.
yeah, and I'm like, who cares? That was before anyone was around. It's just weird that that's where it starts, and then someone says like the 1920s, and that might as well be the 1960s to me. Like, I know there's 40 years and a whole world of in between, but I'm like,
10,000
the only
BC.
difference. Oh, that's where I'm going with this.
Huh?
So then you go back to like 1400, and I'm like, that might as well be 1600, and it might as well be 1200, and it might as well be 0. I don't give a shit. It's all before, way before me or anything like close to me. Like, no one I know, no one I know who knew, no one who knew I knew. Check that one.
But your
But it
DNA
makes
is
me
in that
think-
person.
Oh, 100%. And it probably is. Every year back then was just as important as every year now, right?
Yeah, and that person's impulses and emotions are probably the same
Oh,
that you
right.
have.
Which is real weird, because I think time passed like that for them. I'm like, yeah, like a couple million people died back in 84 BC. And then I'm like, did you hear yesterday the guy who got hit by a car? And like, it's a bigger deal because it happened in my life, in my time. It was near me. And it's just weird. I guess that's time relativism. I made that term up, but it's probably a real
Time
thing.
relativism. I kind of like that.
Right? That's my word of the day, folks. Time relativism. It's time relative to yourself. And as you speed away, everything gets faster and faster and faster and faster until it doesn't mean shit to you. And that's the scientific terminology.
So, I kind of saw the same thing. I kind of made the same realization in reverse about Pompeii. It was like Pompeii had people who died instantly, but they were encased forever.
Right.
So it was the first, like,
In the
selfie,
hugs, and
essentially.
like they were.
Yeah, they're hugging. There's
It
some people
wasn't
that
a
were
selfie because lava covered
yeah.
them.
They were.
It was like a picture, not a selfie, a
I
picture.
don't know if it was lava. It was more like a plume of
Ash.
volcanic plasma.
Pyroclastic.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What?
Look at that. Look at that word. you
Jocks
pulled
for
out
rocks,
there.
baby. I was a GO 107 or 207. That was a great course.
Ooh.
Wait, real quick story.
Okay.
I took rocks for jocks because I heard it was pretty easy, and
How
I
old?
love that geology stuff.
How
In
old?
college. I was senior or junior year.
Huh.
Need some electives. I just need some credits. Throw me them credits. And it was in one of those big classes, like 60 people, lecture hall, meet 2 times a week. And I think I saw the professor, and he was like playing Duran Duran or something. And I was like, it just seemed odd that he played it before the class. And I was like, yeah, that's a cool Duran Duran song. And he like took me to the side and he was like,
Relax, don't do it.
no, that's
You wanna
obviously,
go
that's
Duran?
Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Thank you.
That's not Duran Duran.
Corrections for this podcast begin right now. And it was 5 seconds ago when Dan said, relax.
That's too far in the past. I don't care about it.
Anyway, so the teacher said, my son used to play for Duran Duran. I said, that's awesome. And I used to. He died of, I think, some kind of cancer or something, but he was their bass player. And I said, oh, that's awesome. I play bass too. I love Duran Duran songs. I said to him, I've never played a Duran Duran song on bass, but I probably could have. He was like,
stand in front of the class.
what was your name again? And I was like, it's Nick. And he wrote something down. He's like, all right, I got you, Nick. Thanks.
Hey.
And then like I skipped like 5 classes in a row and just didn't go. And I showed up for the test, and I think I did okay. I just remember I walked up to him at the end, and I was like, yeah, man, I've been looking up some of them Duran Duran songs. They're hard to play. He must have been pretty good. And he was like, yeah, thanks. Anyway, I did not show up for any courses. I'm pretty sure I did bad on like 2 tests, and I didn't do a project, and he gave me an A-.
Wow, that's pretty good.
And ever since, it worked in reverse order. I pretended I loved Duran Duran back then to get the A, but now that I got the A, I'm like, I owe it to Duran Duran. So I kind of been looking through their videos
You have to
and
enjoy them.
discography a little bit. Yeah, and it's almost like shout out to the ex-bass player. Thank you. I mean, and your dad's pretty cool. And I did come away with a pyroclastic flow. So
Good. That was the one class that you went to.
No, I didn't go to. Oh yeah, that course. Yes,
It was
yes.
on the test, and you're like, oh.
This is gonna haunt me unless I know how to play bass for Duran Duran.
Huh. What I was going back to about Pompeii is people were frozen in
I
time,
apologize.
and they can, they chop away at the volcanic rock and then show these
And ash,
places
and ash.
and pyroclastic flows, and they have these like brothel. Like one of the things is like they have this pristine brothel back then, and it's a tiny little, smaller than my bedroom, but they have these little tiny like
A lot of similarities, huh?
little nooks. So where the I guess you'd call them PC word is the whores
Bang.
would be, and each
Are they
one
bang?
had their own little symbol, and they had like a notch, like for how many times they had gone at it. So like
That
some
day?
of them are really
Or
good.
ever?
So they have more like 5 out of 5. This is the greatest whore in this whorehouse. Like it's like those
Pretty,
people 1,000 years. I don't even know. This is probably wrong. 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago. They
Several thousand
Yeah.
years ago.
They still had the same basic human needs to.
Plow.
Yep. Thank you for filling my words.
Hit the old ham sack hard from behind.
Yeah, but it
In
really.
a prone position.
Ooh. So they. It takes you back because you're like, wait a second. Like these people were just as immature as we are. Like there's penises drawn everywhere, and it's just
The
like
only symbol that will outlive us all and began before it all began.
the
The
aliens.
old rocket ship with balls. Yeah, aliens literally, if you could somehow boil down every picture, painting, sculpture, everything, the most drawn thing might be a dick.
It might be a penis. I could see the
might be.
aliens rolling their eyes like culture.
But then in their background, there's totally like a 3-pronged sex organ that
Yeah.
they draw. all
There's
the
an
time.
amorphous blob where their crotch would be, and they're like, it's somehow, even though you can't draw it, it's drawn everywhere in their culture. That's the word of the day, by the way, amorphous.
Nice. Is amorphous ever before any word but blub? Go.
You could use it in front of anything, really, as long as
Please
you
try.
can't define it. So there was this cheeseburger.
An amorphous cheeseburger.
There were these slices
Oh.
of cheese that were obviously different. So they put 2 different cheeses on the cheeseburger.
Nice.
There's
Good
ones
call,
that
good
can
call.
be
I do
formed
that.
into shapes and kept in their shape, and other ones that just melt and become amorphous. They just
Oh.
It's-
Oh,
an indescribable
Amorphous what?
form.
amorphous blobs of cheese is what you're gonna say. No, you are.
I'm not gonna say blobs.
You thought about it though. You were like, they were just these amorphous things of cheese.
The weird thing is that the cheese that can stay in slices, it doesn't taste as good as the amorphous cheese. The amorphous cheese is like pure fat, I guess. So it's like constantly changing form as it enters your mouth, and you're just like, that's good fat. It's delicious.
Man, that sounds like a sci-fi sex dream I had. Amorphous, getting in that mouth and just.
I bet it tastes. Your dream tastes worse than my burger. That burger is delicious. Oh,
Pause.
you got a knock.
I can't believe you didn't tell me.
Oh,
What?
Tom Petty.
oh no! Tom Petty died.
Wait,
That's our next
he's
topic.
dead?
Yeah, he died.
Oh, I heard he went in cardiac arrest and had to go to the hospital. Anyway, this is real talk, folks. My least favorite artist on the radio that you listen to on the
Least
rock station
favorite?
is Tom. No, he's my least favorite. I hate his guts. Tom Petty. I always wish the worst on Tom Petty.
Good girl.
Please,
This is
free
an
falling.
ongoing argument between us.
Free falling, all of it.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. When I heard this news a few hours ago, I was terribly, terribly distraught. And someone might say, why? You hate Tom Petty. No, because now he's going to be all over the airwaves for the next week or two.
You can't
It's
avoid him.
awful. This is
You
like
can't
the
avoid him.
worst.
That is so mean.
Well, I don't want him to be dead. It happens regardless of my feelings
Are
towards
you
Tom.
wearing one white glove?
Are you
Is she
wearing
Michael
one-
Jacksoning?
Yes, that's Tito right here.
It's Tito.
My Michael Jackson tribute.
God.
It's her tribute to rock and roll and Michael.
Oh. Is that Tom Petty-esque with one white glove too?
I have eczema on my hands,
Oh,
And she has
okay.
X-Men, but thank you.
so I keep it covered.
Oh.
But
Understand.
I know, it's cute, right? Can't imagine what the neighbors think.
Michael Jackson.
do you like walk outside and start dancing?
So, anyway, I love Tom Petty,
I
and
apologize.
he hates Tom Petty.
Well, I told
And I can't believe you didn't tell
Michelle.
me.
I told Michelle, and then I didn't know he died. It's official.
So you just texted me Tom Petty died.
The dog's really upset.
The dog's very upset at Tom Petty dying. That's how he is. Good old Oats.
I'm gonna go blast him.
Please do.
Yeah.
Free falling.
See, if you're Tom Petty and you knew you were dying, wouldn't you try to jump over a balcony or something so you could be...
Free falling. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
If we keep this in the podcast, which I could care less, noticed that I was shook with terror for 2 whole seconds.
You thought that white glove was going to right out at you?
Well, I was more worried that it was going to attack all my electronics or something. I was like, oh my god, what did I do? And I was like thinking, did I do something really terrible? And she's like, Tom Petty died. And I was like, that's the best news I've ever heard. And then I was like, oh, no.
That's like when my girlfriend calls me, or my wife. Either one.
If your girlfriend calls you while your wife is there?
Yeah. When my wife calls me, it's like something awful has happened. I know it. Because like more than 50% of the time, it's terrible. Something terrible has happened.
You don't want to talk to your other if it's just regular day and you're having a good time. Mm-hmm. That would ruin everything, wouldn't it? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, skip right to a call, no text. You're like, oh. You start to sweat. You didn't even hear the word hello, and you're just like.
For the podcast, I've been wearing these shoes tied all day. I'm gonna hit relax in about 1 second, folks.
Ooh. I could just feel the steam coming off those ears, man. Ooh. So is that your smile of the day right there? Your smile's taking the shoes off?
That's my smirk or smile. Let me tell you, folks. It's a little of both.
It's pretty good. I have a reverse smile.
Interesting. We call that a frown in some industries.
But that doesn't sound as good as a smirk or smile.
Or a reverse smile.
Yeah. So I changed offices, and I'm comfortable in the office. I have like a little nook. I changed everything around so the furniture's awkward so people can't get behind me.
Many times you've been laid in there or whatever, right?
None, but that's maybe in the future.
Drawings of penis?
I'll wait 30 years or something, because then I could retire in a blast of glory. But so my previous office had a window, and I could see out of it, and I could see when it was raining. So I love rain, and I love like the weather and all that jazz, you know.
Right, you're a dark, brooding, horrible person.
You know, no rain. I love that. So this is kind of like working inside of a submarine, and I don't know anything that's happening outside of my little office because it's all encapsulated, and the walls are actually metal. For some reason,
they have claustrophobic.
It's like it's like cladding or some bullshit. So I walked outside to go to lunch, and it was pouring, and I go, damn it! Now I gotta walk back up to my office and get my umbrella. And I said. I just had a little moment, like inside my body, I felt like a tear form. Even though your body's 75% water, I could feel the water just kind of come together and form a tear right in my heart. And I was like,
you were that distraught about having to walk back up or your office, or what?
I'll never see rain again because I'm stuck inside that office until I retire.
Didn't we just do a podcast on the rain that destroyed your state?
Yeah, but I was fine. I'm sure other people, it starts to rain and they have flashbacks, but I'm just like, okay, that's fine with me.
Interesting. That's a pretty, I guess, upside-down smile.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
That's deep.
Yeah, hopefully I can get out of that office, but hopefully the job's okay, because it's a different job.
Interesting.
Ooh, so,
jobs.
On to our next. Whoa, wait a second. We gotta react to this situation or scenario here. You got a situation or scenario? Like it,
no.
I do actually.
Go ahead. Maybe it'll jog my memory.
So imagine if nothing bad could happen to you. Nothing bad could happen to you specifically.
I'd have sex with everybody. I don't care. Yeah.
But how? So the question is really how would that affect other people, and how would you feel about nothing bad ever happening to you?
Oh, in general. Oh, yeah. like your whole life.
Yeah, you could speed through a red light and you'd be fine.
Mm-hmm.
But other people...
like a luck thing. Almost like a luck thing. The opposite of cursed.
Yeah, exactly.
And, oh my god, we can make this a movie and call it #blessed. And what's ironic is you're like, oh, dude, this dude's blessed. He can do anything. But really, it turns out that that's the curse.
Yeah, it's like Final Destination for everybody else.
Not necessarily, but not... blessed like you, obviously. So eventually they're going to get the bad end of the stick, as we say.
Yeah.
I guess eventually the movie, like most movies, I'm relating it to a movie, but it can be applied to real life because most movies are biographies, I believe. Kurt Russell in Waterworld. Ah, jeez, I said Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell. What are you talking about? Escape from L.A.
Kurt Yeah.
Kevin Costner in Waterworld.
Kevin Costner in Waterworld. No, Kurt Russell in Sky High, the kids movie. That's like really what he did for a day. Don't ask. In college, we used to get a university pizza. Cost $5 for a full pizza.
I think I had that pizza.
A full pizza. University pizza?
Slightly better than Ilio's?
Yeah. Okay, I was gonna say worse, but it's about slightly better. It was $5 for a whole pie. We would order them non-stop, but they would always come in the boxes for the movie Sky High, starring Kurt Russell.
Huh.
That's how I knew so much about that child's movie.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Just a little sidebar for y'all.
Yeah. So, you want to expound?
Yes. Just on the movie premise. Sorry. I think this movie would start out great. He starts like not even wanting to really take advantage of it. He's like, I don't know, should I ask for a raise from my boss? And everyone's like nervous around him. He's like, I'm gonna do it. And he asks for a $2 raise, and the boss is like, sure, why not? You're very plucky today, Joseph. And he gives him the raise, and he's like, ah! And then 10 minutes down the movie, he's wearing shades, and he's like walking into a place. He's like, can I have the watch for free? And they're like, yeah, you're the millionth customer. What coincidence? And he gets a free watch. It's like a Rolex. He's got his shades, his Rolex. He has his new money. He sees an attractive girl. He's like, you want to sleep with me? And she's like, yeah. And then, his wife kind of finds out, but she tries to sue him in court. And for some reason, all this stuff is exposed about her. She's I don't know, she doesn't pay her taxes and stuff. And the judge is like, I'm sorry, we're ruling in favor of him. And he's like, sorry. I win, I guess. I still win. Everyone's like, I think you're still going pretty good for him. And then, the next scene, he's like, damn, can't get an erection. Someone's like, I got these pills. And then, he gets all these pills. And you're like, this is weird. I guess he won that one, but why couldn't he get an erection? And then all of a sudden, he's, like you said, speeding through red lights, just trying to feel something. And all these other people are getting in car accidents. And he's like, I feel terrible. I'm fine. You know what I mean? He's getting out of tickets. He's like, please arrest me. Make me pay for my crimes. He's screaming, and they're like, this guy's crazy. Let's give him a TV deal. And he's famous. He's winning more and more money. More and more bad things are happening to people around him. And he's just screaming, pulling out his hair. And everyone's like, this guy, Joseph, is a genius. He's artistic. And now you're going insane, and people are donating money to you. And everyone around you is just falling apart, and you're getting more and more money and more fame, and you're like, ooh, the movie got dark. Didn't it?
For as much happiness as in that movie?
Anyway, and then, as he's screaming, and, he's covered in blood, but it's not his own blood. Somehow someone else died right before he tried to kill himself, and he's covered in their blood. It just says, blessed. It's the hashtag blessed, rated R. Anyway, that's how I picture the movie going. Starring Kurt Russell.
I think you do it. That should be our celebrity challenge too.
Kurt. Oh, so are we setting it up?
Yeah. Can he just pour fake blood on himself and then hashtag blessed?
I don't know if he's got the guts for it. You think he's got the guts for it?
I don't know.
Come on, Kurt.
He's been lackluster lately.
Wait, how? Kevin Costner versus Kurt Russell.
Who can
it's a blood off
character?
No, who can blood off?
Who can look bloody better?
Yeah, who can look the bloodiest? Bloodierest. The more bloodierest, the most bloodiest.
That kind of favors Kevin Costner because he doesn't have to say anything.
Are you saying he's a bad actor? They're great friends of the podcast.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we would accept both.
We would accept either.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
I like it.
Small tear.
Was it inside your heart, or is it finally
right there?
We moved it up.
I think it's slowly risen. It's slowly risen during the podcast to find its way up here.
Well, interestingly enough,
wow,
while we're here at the Unpanderers,
wow, I saw a little flicker of metal right there.
What do you think it was?
Oh, it was shiny. I don't know. I can't.
Well,
I
folks,
can't take my attention off of it.
Here at the Unpanderers, we don't usually pander, but when we do get serious about something, it might be something like this.
Ooh.
That's Dolce & Gabbana light blue.
I can't even read that because it's so blurry. But I bought that camera, so it's not my fault. And hold it the other way because you.
Oh.
Right
Dolce & Gabbana.
Oh, fantastic! Look at that.
Light
Oh, it's reflective
blue.
too. Oh man.
Anyway, this bad boy is made from like they've done a lot of scientific study on pheromones. This is literally supposed to go into the olfactory bulbs of your female friend. You know what I'm saying?
Olfactory bulbs.
Oh, right up in here, we got some sensors connect directly to the brain. The pleasure centers of the brain.
They connect down low.
Yes, they do. Erogenous zones, folks.
Oh.
Guys, tell your girls, look away. You buy this stuff. A couple sprays here, 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 a couple sprays up here, a couple sprays on the neck area, a couple sprays on your nipples, and a couple sprays in your woo-hoo, and boom.
Wow.
Let me tell you what. They're going to start crawling towards you on all fours like some kind of zombie movie. They're going to be covered in blood. They won't even be able to see straight. Their eyes are just caked over. They can't see. They're coming at you. They're coming at you. It's like old people, young people, underage girls, way too old women, this guy who looks like a girl. They're all crawling towards you, and they just can't control their bodies. Oh, my God. You're going to get some. You're going to get more than you think you can even get. This one's actually made with deer musk.
Oh.
Deer musk, it's some kind of arsenic. I mean, don't drink it, but it's beautiful. Make you smell like some kind of Greek god. And I'm telling you, don't wear it around your family unless you're into that. Anyway, folks, Dolce & Gabbana, light blue. Check it out. Yeah,
Wow.
for you.
Wow. That's pretty fantastic.
Just telling you. Look at my hair. Jesus, look what it did to me.
Ooh.
And I'm a guy.
Woo! Need some refractory time right here.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
I only need about 30 seconds, folks. I'm ready to go again.
Oh. Wow.
Up in the ante, aren't
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the next topic then. We've already we're gonna cover something I can't even remember. I'm so shell shocked, really. That was fantastic. Wow.
What's really awesome is you can't even smell through the speakers
Yeah.
and the electronics here, but
Man,
you can feel it a little
1,000
bit.
miles away. That's
Clustered. Holy smokes.
oh,
You just
man.
gotta breathe. You
Yeah,
gotta
it's
breathe.
something more than pheromones here, man. It's a vibe.
If you want, I can do a sidebar that I really actually firmly believe in. This is something new to me and something I'm way on board with.
Sidebar.
Sidebar. I listen to music more than you at home.
And me.
It's a fact. You can't. And Dan, I apologize. Because I can listen at work, I listen at home, listen when I work out, I listen when I'm just playing it, whatever. No big. You froze.
I did not freeze. Just keep going.
Okay, I thought you were frozen. I apologize.
Stone faced.
So I never paid for a music subscription. I illegally download all my music and put it onto an iPod. Hearsay.
Hearsay. Yeah, that's
I
not.
didn't say the name of a website or anything. No one can. Anyway. It's getting harder. I'm getting older. I don't have the time to do this. But I don't want to sign up for like Spotify or I don't know. I don't want to join any of these stupid things I don't get. Maybe I'm getting old. The other problem is I don't believe in the quality the song is when you get it from like these streaming websites. It's got to be like 96, maybe 128. Stop trying to mess with me. So I broke down and I paid for my first one. 30-day free subscription from Google. So now I can Google Music. I'm in. And I did a lot of research. It is free for 30 days, so whatever.
It's like YouTube, but better.
Well, the other cool thing is it came with YouTube Red.
Oh.
So I get both.
Wow.
What I used to do is watch all music, like Michael Kiwanuka. If I want to watch a Porcupine Tree, excuse me.
Yep.
Whatever. Whoever I want to listen to, I would usually Google it and then look for the video. Right. The problem with that is, A, the amount of bandwidth you're using for a video.
Oh, yeah.
And on mobile is like
turn it
a
down
bit
to
much.
144p. Make sure it's
Right, and I never think to do that. Right. The other problem is battery. It's like the full screen is on. B, you can't minimize that. You know what I mean? Like if I minimize it or go to text someone or something happens,
It's all like SoundCloud.
No. No, not at all. SoundCloud's awful, too. I hope they want to throw us money.
In certain ways.
Oh, we love SoundCloud.
We'll
They're our
denounce
favorite.
the bad ways that SoundCloud
Yes,
is.
we will always denounce. But all that was going on, and I was just like, battery, bandwidth, all my data is YouTube videos of literally listening to songs. So I did Google Music, and I friggin' love it. They have like the weirdest rare stuff I can find. Like I'm finding songs by Pliny. I don't know if anyone knows who that is. He's like a solo guitarist who does like ridiculous stuff. He has like a his own GoFundMe page type stuff. But like these are like guys who barely even have record labels, and I can find him in all his CDs. So then I was like, well, like I look for all the rarest stuff to make sure I'm getting my money's worth. Free 30-day trial. I looked up like Racer X, like some weird 80s guitar dude, Paul Gilbert. I'm finding his stuff. I'm like, okay, I have trouble finding some of these songs, so good. I looked up all my favorite rare stuff. And so far, I haven't not found anything. I even looked up for my dad. I added him to the plan because it's a family plan, and for 30 days, you might as well take advantage.
Brandy?
Oh, dude, 100% it'll be there. Guarantee it.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You're a fine girl. By Looking Glass.
Oh.
See? Don't think I don't. I listen to more music than everyone. I told you. But what I'm finding is just, I can minimize the screen. I just hit play all these guys. I can make my own playlists. I can import all my music if I wanted. I haven't done that because it's, I don't know, Google might figure me out. But I'm digging the hell out of it.
Google can predict your life.
Well,
the choices that you're making right now on their
they
platform.
probably can, but I don't listen to the recommendations. Most recommendations for music is for amateurs.
You'll die at 50 without
Amateur.
achieving your goals, and then it's like,
Well, there they might be onto something. I'm just saying. But I love Google Music. I don't even care if they pay me. It's awesome. And when the time comes, I might pay $9.99 a month for it. How's that sound?
we'll see what happens when you have to pay money for it.
me in 28 days. I can't stand it. It's garbage.
Terrible. Unbelievably awful. Why
Yeah.
isn't this free? Forever.
33 cents a day? I don't think so. Did I do that right?
Yeah. I wish there was an X. I could just click the X. Let's close this ad.
Boop.
Boop. So it's
So sorry for my sidebar, but I love Google Music. Everyone do it for free.
it's weird because in college one of our classes was neural networks, and one of the guys in class actually made a neural network to figure out what you liked, and he broke it down by like,
Does it work?
it actually did. It figured out like the different instruments inside of the music, and then broke it down by like rhythm and like
On
pitch and all sorts of stuff.
Pandora, I don't know if he ever worked on that eventually, because do you know what he did years later?
He did not work on Pandora. I can guarantee that.
Okay, because Pandora has something where
Shitty
It'll
pop
say,
music
like-
just floods Pandora though.
right. Well, that might be more to
Money-wise.
do with who they have in the database.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They might not have access to everyone, so they have to give you whoever.
Yeah, they're not.
But
like
they
Google.
have a pretty sweet breakdown. It's like I noticed you like songs with minor tonality in the key of E with heavy percussive drums, and it's like, whoa, that was pretty deep.
Yeah.
And it's like, you like things, and I'm like, I guess I do. Yeah, Pandora. What do you got?
More,
and then it's
more,
like,
more.
here's another Dave Matthews song, and you're like, it's not where I was going. I'll let this song finish.
This is a
But
little
you're getting-
awkward. I'll listen to
I'm
you.
not giving
to
it.
the
I'm
end.
not giving it a thumbs up.
I'll
But
let you finish, but I'm not going to do it again.
that sounds like college for you, Dave.
Wow.
Is that how-
For me, yeah, I understand. So, you want to
Moving
shift?
on.
You want to shift?
Let's shift the whole thing. Just move it on.
I'm kind of curious about double standards. Thinking about this lately.
What?
Double standards?
double standards. They exist.
I definitely think so. I'm going to hit you up with a quiz to start, which is going to summarize everything.
Huh.
So I'm going to say you're going to say male or female, and I'm going to say like a profession or an act or something, and you tell me what you think like the most predominant person, male or female, would be in that
I'm
role.
bad with celebrities, but let's go.
Okay, homemaker.
Like, real bad.
Homemaker. What would a homemaker be?
Like, who's the? I'm confused
Are
by
you
the question.
thinking about
Man or woman?
a man or a woman? Yeah.
I'm thinking about a man.
You're thinking about a male homemaker. Okay. All right.
Homo. Homemaker.
Oh, okay.
in love
Caregiver. A caregiver.
I'm thinking of a woman.
Okay, athlete.
It's no offense, it is a man. Anyway, go ahead.
Breadwinner.
I think that's shifted. I was thinking man. Now I'm like,
Answer the damn question.
Man, Jesus Christ. Still, but it's getting damn
We'll
close.
get back to that. We'll get back to that. About
really?
scientist.
It's a man.
Intellectual.
Man. I'm sexist.
About spiritual leader.
Man.
What about like a group leader, like a manager?
Man.
What else I got?
Sexist.
Writer.
Man.
You're such a sexist bastard.
Well,
Reporter.
I didn't
Keep going. Reporter.
Woman.
Director. No, it's biased.
Man.
A muse.
Woman.
A lover. That's biased.
Man. Truth is out there, bro. Just gotta connect those pieces. Go.
Okay, creator.
I'll say woman because I'm flipping a coin, and I haven't said woman more than like twice. So.
Yeah, and God.
Man.
Oh, okay. So
I'm thinking of a man. That doesn't mean I think he is a man. He just.
That's true.
In fact, this is more about society than it does about me.
Plus, you're a guy, so it's like certain things are
Right.
meant to be biased in certain ways.
Right. I'm not saying women can't do these things at all. I'm literally the most woke person in this podcast.
I don't even know what that means.
See, folks,
I'm
woke.
But like,
I get lit.
Yeah, I think some of those things, a lot of the things are changing. So I think homemaker and breadwinner, that could easily.
Well, hold on. Do you think so my answers were the the society norm, what we've been, people our age group probably think of those answers the way I did, right?
Yeah, probably. And probably most
right,
of
they're
society
raised that
does. Most of
now,
the world does.
Now, would you say at the time of this questioning that is actually accurate? Like, did you get some studies? Like, are more women
studies.
actually... Jesus. So we don't know? Because I'd be curious to know if right now more women are are more women making homes, or more women in position of management.
I would assume so, because in
because I know it's
Muslim
changed
cultures, women can't even drive until
recently. Okay.
When they actually passed it in Saudi Arabia? Was it Saudi Arabia that they allowed women to drive for the first time?
This is going to be a big old correction.
Yep.
Yeah. I believe so. But what's funny is the joke I heard was they're finally letting women drive over there. About 4 years before robot or cars drive themselves. Something funny. I ruined the joke. But anyway.
Oh, yeah.
What I do think, if I had to say the ones that are changing, I want to say God is a woman. Like, that's the new hot belief, isn't it? I believe.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard that in different songs and different narratives.
What? Just the one song? What is it? Oh.
I can't even remember.
And tell me all your thoughts on God, 'cause I'm going there to meet her.
Yep.
That's the punchline. It really hits you.
I'm going
That's the song.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about. 90s narrative.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
The 90s were woke, man. We knew.
I feel like there's a Ocean Breeze Salty. Was that? Who sang that one? They have another song that has his
two
mom,
songs, folks.
His mom believed in a female god.
Okay.
And it's I guess for me growing up Christian-ish.
Yeah, that's fair.
You never see female gods, which is weird. Which is kind of weird, huh? It's even the Last Supper. If you dig into Da Vinci Code, they form the chalice. They're always looking for Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Or no, Indiana Jones Temple. Indiana Jones and I don't know.
Just say whichever one. We're gonna
Last
get
Crusade. Yeah, correction.
The Last Crusade. I 100% believe it.
They're always looking for the chalice, the thing you drank the wine out of. But the chalice is actually supposed to be, the female womb. It's supposed to hold the cradle of life, which is not a cup, which is a stupid literal. Why would you look for a stupid cup?
Well, how about the you chose poorly or wisely? What is it?
Well, he does both.
Right.
There's the guy who turns into a skeleton and then melts his wax away. You chose
classic Indiana Jones.
That's awesome.
Now, do you think that guy could get a job at Gap?
Ilsa, no. Stop buying the shitty goods at Gap.
No. Do you think his skeletoned body could get a job in like retail. Is what I was getting at. I picked Gap.
He could probably fit into their clothes.
No, but would they let him work there? I feel like they're so like everyone's body
Diverse.
positive. It's like anyone can work there, but like it's bones. Are you gonna let him work here? Let's say a corpse did get reanimated. And he
bleeding on
really wanted
people.
that job. Well, what if he wasn't? Now what's your excuse?
He's just
Hater.
Yeah. He's just pure
He's
bones.
just disgusting. Yeah, it's like just a skeleton peering over you, asking if you found everything you wanted today, and you're like, I'll take my business elsewhere.
I might actually prefer that, because then they wouldn't have any like bad breath. They wouldn't have any body odor.
It might stink like hell, dude. Who knows
They
what's
have
going
no
on in a
flesh.
skeleton?
They're completely dry.
I'm not going to disagree with you because I don't know 100%, but it's not grossing you out. You can't even see his eyes. It's eye holes.
Then we don't have to make eye contact. That's perfect.
He might be making eye contact the whole time. He could be staring at your
It's not my
crotch.
perspective, though.
And notice it's a he. I'm such a sexist.
Yeah.
Good lord.
You bastard.
Couldn't it be she? I don't know. She's staring at your crotch the whole time.
You have to look at the width of their hips and be like, I think that skeleton belonged to a her at some point.
He's like, no, but thank you. You're like, you have wonderful childbearing hips for a man. They're beautiful.
So I wanted to go back.
Go ahead.
I wanted to go back to the list actually, and do the same thing for race.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh, so black or white,
Go ahead.
which is limiting, but
Now, see, I feel bad because I'm going to go with what I think now for the black and white thing. Because I'm going to, like, picture a black woman as a manager or something. Because I've seen, like, that's a new thing. Like, everyone's like, listen, not that it's new, but it's new in commercials. It's new in society. It's new in pictures and magazines, which is what... Go ahead. I'll explain later. Go ahead.
you're looking at the postcard with has like
Yes.
the
But hold on.
white, the Asian, the Indian, the black, and like
Yes. 100%.
Diversity. Everyone
Right.
loves diversity.
Right. The picture of everyone in college laughing and having a good time. And it's like literally
Come to
every
our
race,
college. We have hot women and every
Right.
nationality. known to
race
man.
and every nationality. Right, but I feel like that's a sign of the times. I feel like you wouldn't see a commercial for Cheerios. Isn't that the company that just had the gay couple? It's like two guys are like, it's dad and dad, and like it has like an uproar in the community because how could gay dads be happy? And like it's like, whoa, who cares?
I didn't see that one, but I'll believe you.
Yeah, I think it was Cheerios like a year ago, but like it's new to pop culture commercials. But good. I'm sorry.
So-
I'm grading on that.
Yeah,
probably.
some of these are I made them for sex. So homemaker probably doesn't matter, but
I still think it's a white guy.
so a white
Like
guy.
he's got that belt and stuff. I don't know.
It's white or black, not sex.
Oh, excuse me. It's white. It's like this wine. It's a white.
Caregiver.
Black. That sounds weird.
I don't know. I really don't
Okay,
know.
go ahead. I've never really thought about it.
I'm kind of
And you're asking me to picture it, rapid fire. So if
Yeah.
everyone in the podcast thinks I only think black,
he's not racist.
black
I know
man or
him.
women.
I know him. He's not racist. Don't
I
worry.
know him. He's not because I know him. He's unable to be a racist.
Athlete.
Black. I think of more sports. I mean, hockey. Yeah, I know.
Wayne Simmons is pretty good. Not gonna lie.
So is PK. PK's ridiculous.
Yeah. And I'm not even talking about the ones that are actually sports that are proliferated. Breadwinner.
White.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like it's like the businessy man. I said
Yeah.
man again. I know you're not asking for it, but that's what I'm picturing. The guy with the suit. It's like he's a white
There's
guy.
definitely a financial bias towards like white, which you're going to see in the
100%.
next ones. Scientist.
Sure. White.
Intellectual.
I think white, but like sometimes I think like I'll say white.
You're
Because
gonna,
there's,
I
like,
think you're going to flip on the
Neil.
next one.
Right. Okay. Go ahead.
Spiritual leader.
Black. Yeah.
'Cause you
Come
get-
on.
Yeah, you get like the
He's got soul, brother.
Yeah.
I got you. And he's
Group
caring
leader.
about your soul.
manager.
Black. Yeah. Black again.
But writer.
I know that sounds white. You asked me to picture them at random.
Were you gonna say something about group leader, manager? That sounds like.
I wouldn't have said manager black years ago, but I feel like now, like, yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see anybody actually. Reporter.
This guy's cool.
Yeah. Diversity.
White. Hold on. In the field?
50-50.
In the field?
It's
Asking
50-50.
questions? Yeah. You haven't been able to give me 50-50 on any of these, and now you
I
give me
know.
from
I
order? What?
know. It's
This is
that's
bogus.
the
Okay.
bias.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
okay. That's the best part. Muse.
Black. Does that sound weird?
No, I can see
It's
that.
a woman, though.
Yeah,
Oops.
of course.
Okay. I don't
That's
know.
because we're biased. Lovers. Lover. I said S, but
I think black.
Huh.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And with creator, one who creates.
I just want to say black.
And God.
Interesting.
And God.
White.
Yeah, I guess this is whatever. Some of those questions are like, not whatever you are, and then other ones are whatever, you are.
Well, I'm picturing we're making a TV show. What is the creator? What is the house guy? What is the breadwinner going to be? And I'm just picturing what I'm probably going to see the most. That's why I think it's different than what I grew up thinking.
Yeah.
I will give Hollywood credit. They've also changed the lines a little bit. I'd say it isn't even yet, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But before, like I said, with the Cheerios commercial, like people were flipping out when it was like two dads.
Yeah, I feel like that's older people. Like older people flip out about stupid stuff.
100%. But that's not the point. The point is, even if it's just older people, that doesn't explain why it isn't in commercials more. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is an interesting point. So I guess
they're trying to maintain some sort of standard that they don't talk about, but maybe they do behind closed doors.
Maybe. It's almost like they want it to be the way they remembered, I guess, which is understandable, but to the point where they don't want anything new is like...
Keep the stereotypes that don't make any sense.
And hold on, if certain people didn't have certain rights or weren't on equal footing back then, they almost want to keep doing that, right? To keep their dream alive.
Yeah.
Which is
like,
weird.
Peter
So
Dinklage.
are they bad people? Sure, go ahead.
Peter Dinklage doesn't take any roles that are solely defined by being
midget.
A small person.
Small person. What is he? I really don't know his medical condition.
I don't know his medical condition either, because it shouldn't matter. As an actor, he's good. He's entertaining to watch regardless.
Right. Was that role made for a small person?
I don't think that it was. He does have roles in like Elf where he
right.
cited as small.
That's almost a cameo, though.
Yeah, that's comical on himself, but being serious,
tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
What's interesting now is in Game of Thrones. I wonder if that was written for. Now he is known as the bastard and the half man, so I guess he was always not perfectly physically formed or something.
Yeah, but he could be disabled in another way.
Right, you're right. That's interesting.
I guess it wouldn't be fair to be like missing an arm because he already has a brother that's missing a hand. So maybe
no double the missing arm.
No. You can't have two brothers with missing hands. That's just cliche at this point. So I guess it was intended for someone who maybe he could just be like a short person, not
or like short and ugly, like he doesn't live up to his tall, beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that kicks back into expectations. The expectations for what you believe and like what people should be. So now my expectations are, what do you believe you should be at this point, and what did your parents, wife, girlfriend, what do they try to levy on you for what you should be? I'll answer these questions too because
you go first because I think you know which direction you want to go. Like I'll say, like I know for a fact my girlfriend's like always mad at me. She's like, you should make a lot more money, and I'm like, why? I mean, you make really good money. That's does hair. That's good money.
So
like service, and she's like, you should make a lot more. And I'm like, based on what? Like what? And she's like, she's a little older.
You being a man is what she's.
Hold on, no. Well,
no.
I really think a little bit. I think a little bit of it is men make more money. They just do. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, I have very feminine traits, like my beautiful hair.
Yeah, it's glistening.
And I probably spend like a ridiculous amount of time like raising my son. Like it's very, like I probably spend 3 to 4 days a week, just like me and him. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
change a lot of diapers.
Like, yeah.
I spend
my son
right,
will
almost
crawl
like a
up to
mom,
me and
sort
fall
of.
asleep on me like 90% of the time. So it's like, you know, I'm the
Right.
caregiver in that situation.
Right, it is interesting. Not that oh, Jesus Christ. You give care, please don't destroy us. But her big reason for me, I should make more money because I have a college degree, and I'm always like,
Oh,
everyone kind of does now. I mean,
yeah.
plus I'm still 15 years later paying like $500 a month for it. So thanks.
Wow, that's expensive.
You're telling me.
my
So yeah.
my wife has the same sort of like she like when we
Well-
first moved down here. I'll give you a little facts. So when we first moved down here, she was without a job
Dan
for
facts.
a year or two, and I was making a decent amount of money, which was kind of
That's a
small
point.
back then, but still I was supporting her and supporting the future. So
Mhm.
there was a period where I said, like, what if I just like took off of work and like she could probably support us on what she's making because it's close to what I was making when we first started. It's like she was like, no, you gotta have a job. You gotta, and I'm like, but for that year and a half or whatever, I supported you. And she's like, I don't know about that. Like, I kind of like to take a year off.
Yeah.
It's not really by. It would be by choice, whereas her decision was not technically by
True.
choice.
Right.
But I would enjoy myself. You'd find me outside in the backyard on a slip and slide, and I'd be like, woo! And she'd be like, this is not acceptable.
This is pre-kid, right?
Well, I could. They'd still be going to daycare, so I'd be fine
Oh,
on the
okay.
slip and slide.
See, we didn't do daycare, so.
Yeah. Well, I might
Do now.
have to. If I became the man at home,
Mm-hmm.
I would probably have to decline daycare and do it myself, and then
Expensive, right?
yeah, because it's like $10,000 a year or something ridiculous. That hurts saying
It's
10 grand.
heavy stuff, man. Just saying it. Words leaving my mouth.
That's a lot of
Isn't that
money.
your favorite thing? Deals? That's not a deal. That is not a deal,
That is
man.
not a deal. I don't know how you
Not
make,
a deal indeed.
and then you get the guilt. Like if you're not spending enough
Right.
on your child,
Uh-huh.
it's like, how could you spend
Guilt.
X amount of money on yourself and not?
To send them away, and then spend more money and send your kid away from you.
Serious stuff. We said some serious
heavy.
stuff over here. So let's shift over to luxurious stuff.
Ooh.
If you're ready for it, unless you have some comments.
No, I don't. And I have a feeling I won't. Listen, for the podcast's sake, and for Dan's sake, and for everyone's sake, I think I qualify as poor. I think under 25,000 is poor, right?
I think it's around 20.
Oh, okay, then I'm above poor, but I'm not much
You're
above poor.
borderline. You're borderline.
I'm borderline. And I pay $580 a month in school fees.
Which you probably didn't need, right?
Probably not. So,
pyroclastic.
that flow, if this podcast pays for it, then we're in good shape. Had a hell of a good time. But what I will notice is that I look at money differently than most people. Some people listen to the podcast will recognize this look at things. It's not to sound negative. It's like a hopelessness. Like you're in a hole you'll never get out of.
So that's directional, right? There are people that are losing money and will continue to lose money until death or something awful. People who
Sure.
are maintaining but not loving
Sure.
life, and then people who are excelling and enjoying
Right, they will-
life.
What's interesting is they'll continue to accrue wealth. Well, I will say, I go through spouts where I'm probably losing money for several months at a time,
Uh-huh.
but I also go through bouts where I'm holding level for several months at a time.
Okay.
So I would think it's bad, but I think as soon as a couple things are paid off, everything's just going to turn around and I'll be rich.
That sounds good to me.
I was being.
I'm gonna
tongue-in-cheek
make
there,
you rich
folks.
with this podcast. I'm gonna try.
If we do, it would literally change my life.
I give you
would
all the
see
money.
me-
You can take
I'm gonna hold him to it. But
it.
what's really funny is like everyone sees me now. They'd be like, "Wow, 2 years later, his whole personality changed."
He's
Yes, Dan. I'd like to say, screw the poor people. I'll keep my yacht in the room with me. It's just filling up.
So
Down here.
Scrooge McDuck as he slides on like gold coins. That'd be you.
I really wish you could swim in money like that. That would be badass. And yes, I would. I wouldn't share my wealth, so think I'm a good person at all.
So the question is, like, what things of luxury have you actually gotten that you know?
Google Music. Well, it's free for 30 days. I don't know about that luxury. What are you talking about? Like things you've been gifted or bought for yourself?
I'll go through either cars, clothes, watches style.
Wait, but I mean things I'll buy for myself or I've been gifted. I'm trying to check here.
I guess gifted doesn't count because it's not a
Okay, so things I would spend on myself.
Yeah, things that
I
you
don't
have
buy.
spent.
I don't buy new clothes. Clothes are like this weird thing, and it's also cool because I'm a dad. So there's like this aesthetic, like dads don't go out and buy the newest style anyway.
Baby vomit
they wear
on their
like
shoulder.
10-year-old. Well,
Yeah.
even just wow, that T-shirt. I think I made this joke on a
Ritter.
podcast. It says Bud Wise, or you know what I mean. I'm like still supporting it because I bought it 10 years ago, or. But
That's
like
one of the best commercials, actually.
it was enjoyable. That's when commercials peaked, man.
It is. Yeah.
Maybe a few years after, like Super Bowl commercials were really funny, but they've since gone down, right?
Yeah, there's only like
I mean,
one.
now Cheerios has two guys kissing or something. I don't even know. That's not a commercial.
That's not a commercial. I can't watch
pornography.
this stuff.
Tongue
Cheerios.
in cheek, folks. Tongue in cheek. The old curved wiener. The old peyronie's. Anyway,
So, like,
what
would you consider
I
your car
do-
luxury?
it is. It's above my pay grade, which is also why I'll never be out of this hole. But anyway, it is a brand new vehicle. Well, 2013, 14, whatever.
Mhm.
It's newish. It's newish.
So, what forced you to buy it?
I had a two-door Jeep, and it was the hardest thing in the world to get my kid into a car seat because he's the 90th percentile weight and height. So I bought a four-door Jeep.
You know,
Needed an area, you know.
here's a good stat. Like all the luxury vehicles you see on the road, like all the
Mhm.
Mercedes and Range Rovers and all those.
Yeah, Jeep Wrangler is not a luxury vehicle. But go ahead.
It's nice. It's nice. It's up there.
It's okay. It's
not
okay.
high end, but it's nice.
Right, it is, especially newish.
But like you get in that next tier, and
Audis
2/3,
and stuff. Uh-huh.
yeah, 2/3 of all those vehicles that you see are not owned. They're not even. They're,
Really?
They're leased.
Were they leases?
Or
Okay.
they're or they're in the
Well,
hole and then
there's
you trade it in.
whole podcast and discussion to be made on continued leases. People will, if you have had a leased vehicle, you spend your money on your vehicle every month, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not adding to the vehicle. You don't have any
Never get out of
collateral.
the hole. Yeah.
Right, and then when it comes time for that lease is up, you lease a new vehicle because you didn't put $7,000 aside to put down to purchase one.
Yep.
I mean, it makes sense.
It's one of those traps that the bankers and all the car industry wants you to get into.
Right. But I guess the banker, the car, the dealership, they all bank on the vehicle not losing that much value. I know they'll try and hit you if you ding it up, but let's just say Honda Civics go in the tank as far as the industry is concerned. They've been renting it. Now it's off their hands. The money you accrued from the lease, if you're the dealership or whoever, you still are taking a risk where now, well, this Honda Civic's worth jack shit now. The cars drive themselves. Or now the new Civic is out in a different body type. So you do take a risk, I assume.
Yeah, I mean, there's a
for the
basic
most
function there
part,
that you can sell it for.
Sure. For the most part, though, they're winning.
Yeah. Plus, I think if Honda comes out with a bad car, so to speak, and there's something
Sure.
that happens, I think that there's probably a warranty or something that protects them. It's probably
Could be.
still
Built-in
under the warranty.
insurance is everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure they're covered in every possible way, because they own the hardware that they're trying to sell you or lease to you for the period of time.
Rent to you.
Yeah. So that goes to, I guess, what is attainable luxury and what is like out of your reach. Like if you were to envision yourself in the future enjoying life.
Check out cell phones. How about people who make under $20,000 a year, like we said, legally or government or whatever recognized poor people? Do you think any of them purchase cell phones that cost several $100s?
This is one
And
of the
cell
things
phones.
that I live in a
I
very
think they do.
Republican state, so most of the people
Okay.
share like
I'll
the
tell you,
Obama
'cause I
phones.
work-
And Obama
What is
phones
an-
are supposed to be like, I I hear that they're
Like a
like smartphones. You get like a base smartphone just for being a citizen of the United States.
Okay, I kind of agree with that. Still, a multi-$100 phone that you have to pay data on and stuff. I think it's living beyond one's means, but that is the new means of everyday life.
That's true. That the bottom line has risen so much that you kind of need it because using
Right.
the internet
Can you imagine
is
not?
crucial.
It's an everyday necessity, right?
Yeah, and you don't see. I'm not around a lot of poor people, but I never see them with flip phones or, just talking on the phone.
No,
or
they have
texting.
smartphones.
They have smartphones. Yeah,
Right. They might have minutes restrictions or data, whatever, overages.
Yeah, it's a new normal.
What's funny is I think a lot of poor people actually get hit with data overages more than the average person, too, because their plan's already a lower graded plan. And just because you have a lower graded plan, most people still use their smartphone about the same every day. Whether you're black, you're white, you're rich, you're poor, you probably use your phone most of the day when you're bored, everything else.
Yeah.
Problem is, the rich people have a plan that gives them 8 gigs or whatever. They're fine. Someone who might be poor has like a 1 gig, usage. Who the hell is going to use 1 gig for a whole month? Like, do you know what I mean? Especially if you have kids, stuff like this. You're going over, and now not only is your phone that costs more than you can afford probably hit you, you're getting killed on the surcharges.
So that goes into perception. Like all these people have apparently perfect lives, but then they're spending a ridiculous amount of money that they don't have.
Keep up with the Joneses type deal?
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine? There are people out there without smartphones, right? What percentage of the U.S. population probably does not have a smartphone? I really have no idea, so I'm going blind. We can look it up for the
people
next
who
episode.
work for a living, so I don't see, like, I've never gone to like lunch and seen people with an old flip phone. Like, I don't even know if they make those anymore.
They wouldn't whip it out. I mean, what are you whipping it out?
Feel
so
shameful and they
someone?
keep it inside their pocket.
No, what are you doing with it? You're not looking anything up. I might as well call my friend Jolene. I guess you can still text with it, so I apologize, but
that would be pretty good.
I would imagine it's under 10% don't have any form of smartphone. I could be way off. Maybe it's like 50%, but I would gather it's like in the 10% range.
I don't know. Technology is weird because they start mass producing things and it becomes cheaper. So like as they shrink down the amount that they produce for the old flip phone, it becomes more and more expensive as it doesn't make it logical.
Right. No, but the amount of production, supply and demand. Come on, folks. Econ 101. I took that in college. I'm still paying for that. Let's use Econ 101. Supply and demand.
Sure.
Interesting. Moving on to our last subject of the evening.
Which is?
It sure is. So
I was going to shift into... So when you're essentially, like, you start living life and you become a consumer, you're really into it. Like, what are you aspiring to? Because when you're going into college, did you aspire to have like a certain vision of life?
No, I'm a very in the moment individual.
Yeah.
You could tell I was. I know Mr. Dan over there, he had a 30-year plan or something.
Yeah.
He had goals. He used to make spreadsheets. I think he still makes spreadsheets daily at work of where he can be, what he attains to be, how much money something would cost, how much he needs to save for something. Mm-hmm. Very astute student of the game.
I do like looking back. I do like looking back at like my 5-year plan 5 years ago and seeing that like there was a period there where I just dwelled and I did nothing, and then all of a sudden it's like boop, and like I met where my plan was going, and it's like obviously the changes that I made were not, they're not normal because I forced the issue, and I was like, I need a raise at work, and then all of a sudden my plan just realigned.
Hey Dan, would you say your life is #blessed? Ooh.
I do think
He starts crying.
With blood.
Single tear. Blood.
Nothing bad can happen to me.
And that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
We've realized today, folks. Terrible, terrible, terrible thing.
So that's where I was going. I mean, you have this vision of what your life would be. our life will be?
Honestly, my kid ruined everything. I mean, just from a time. Well, put it this way. I thought my life would stay similar to how it was in college. I have my best friends forever. I drink often with them. We watch the Flyers. We party. We weren't friends, Dan. We weren't really that much friends. I had room for you in my future life. I didn't say there was no Dans allowed. What I pictured
Too many
is
Dans is what.
several Dans. Speaking of which, real quick, let's get this out of the way. Other Dan Hooge, who listens to the podcast.
What did he do? He did something, didn't he?
He accidentally bought a goat on the internet.
Oh man, is he getting cheese and milk and?
I don't know. I think he wanted to buy an alpaca, but something went wrong.
Confused.
Four clicks of the mouse, and next thing you know, they're literally delivering a goat to his house.
I mean, it does provide.
He named
all
it
of his
Sandra.
needs.
Hold on, Sexy Sandra. He named it. Here's the weird part. It's a boy. The neighbors have called the cops on him twice now for indecent exposure. He claims it has nothing to do with Sexy Sandra, but
he has to keep the goat outside, right?
Well, yes, and this is the other problem. There's a school directly out back of his house.
Wow.
They're saying he might have to register as a sex offender because of this one goat that he bought online.
Wow.
I can't even get into all the details, folks. It blows my mind. He should come on the podcast one time. But
wow.
Moving on.
Yeah, I can't believe that. Yeah, amazing.
I believe it. I very believe it. But I have all my Dan friends. I have all my other friends, college people, and I thought just as you get older, you do the same things. You just, I don't know, you do them, and your hangovers are more, and you make more money. I don't know. But it turns out you grow a little more distant. Your text messages aren't answered as quickly. Life gets in the way.
Other people don't watch your podcast.
You hate their guts. Just everything drifts a little bit at a time, and I imagine it will continue to do so until we are dead. Can only hope, folks.
That's a somber note. You want to end on a somber note?
We should end on a somber note. I love making the people a little depressed. Just a little. Well, like, I'll put it this way.
Bring you up next time.
When you were... Well, no, this is easy. When you were 13, 12, 15, when you started really having friends, you would call them, you would hang out with them, go to the mall with them. Like, you were like, friends are the coolest thing in the world. They will be my best friend until the day I die. Friendship is more important than anything. Like, everything. This is so cool. Someone who gets my life. Did you ever, like, look at your parents and be like, why don't they have friends?
It's true.
And 24 years later, I look back and I go, it was because of me. You ruin their friendships. You are ruining their lives. And everyone will drift. A little bit like the universe. Everything's hot, dense, moving around. Everything's sexy. Everything's flying around. New planets are forming. And then eventually we reach static equilibrium. And then the heat death of the universe.
You're just a moon floating around. What's entertaining in life?
Just waiting to die.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
A blank void. That's what you stare at.
Just wishing you would go into that void.
Yeah. So we're the Unpanderers. We'd like you to visit.
Friends with Dan. Oh yeah. First, visit the old website. Come on, folks. Give it a clicky. I like it. Yeah, click it. Come on.
Ooh. Unpanderers.com.
Yep, go there, folks. In the meantime, I just want to say, I'm Nick.
And I'm Dan. And we like you. We're the Unpanderers.
We like you a lot. We're the Unpanderers.
We do like you a lot. We are.
We're the Unpanderers.
The Unpanderers.
We're the Unpanderers. We like you a lot. We like you.
Yes.
You gonna click it?